rules-based order or threaten any existing status. On the specific issue of whether I've raised the issue of terrorists being given safe haven in Pakistan, I recalled, in fact I borrowed the words of Secretary Mattis in saying that he had, when he was interacting with our Prime Minister, stated very clearly that the very same forces which find a safe haven in Pakistan have been the ones who hit at New York as much as Mumbai. People of that region and also assets belonging to both the US and India in those two attacks stand out as examples of how such terrorist attacks have hurt democracies both in the USA and in India. And therefore my request, which was received by Secretary Mattis, was that if at all and if and when he would visit Pakistan, he would be able to speak out on these issues and take up this issue.
Thank you, ma'am.
In our talks today, we agreed to explore additional and specialized exercises. Cooperation in defense equipment has grown steadily over the past years. The US is now a leading supplier of state-of-the-art defense equipment to India. I appreciated Secretary Mattis's willingness to share further cutting-edge platforms which would enhance India's defense preparedness to meet current and emerging threats. Secretary Mattis and I agreed that we need to expand on the progress already made by encouraging co-production and co-development efforts. I reiterated India's deep interest in enhancing defense manufacturing in India under Prime Minister Modi's Make in India initiative. I thank Secretary Mattis for his supportive position in this regard and look forward to working closely with him to realize joint projects. In this context, we agreed that the full implementation of the understanding reached following the announcement by the US last year, recognizing India as a major defense partner, will provide further energy and momentum to our collaboration on defense technology and manufacturing. We also discussed how to refocus and re-energize the Defense Technology and Trade Initiative, the DTTI, as a mechanism to promote technology sharing, as well as co-development and co-production efforts. We also exchanged views on regional and international issues of mutual interest. The situation in our neighborhood and the growing menace of cross-border terrorism were discussed in depth. There is growing convergence in the approaches of both our countries on this issue. We both recognize the importance of holding those who use terrorism as an instrument of state policy to account and to dismantle the infrastructure that support terrorism. As you are aware, India welcomed President Trump's new US strategy for Afghanistan announced last month. Today, I had useful discussions with Secretary Mattis on how we could strengthen our cooperation bilaterally as well as with the government of Afghanistan in pursuit of our common objective of a peaceful, democratic, stable and prosperous Afghanistan. We also discussed the issues relating to maritime security in the Indian Ocean and the broader Asia-Pacific region, as well as regional connectivity issues. I'll read that again. We also discussed the issues relating to maritime security in the Indian Ocean and the broader Asia-Pacific region, as well as regional connectivity issues. India supports the freedom of navigation, overflight, and unimpeded lawful commerce. We also believe that disputes should be resolved through peaceful means and in accordance with the universally recognized principles of international law. I am happy to note that Secretary Mattis reaffirmed the U.S. position in support of these principles. I also welcome his reiteration of the U.S. commitment to work with India in ensuring maritime security in the Indo-Pacific as first responder to HADR situations. From our discussions today, I am confident that we are entering a new phase in our strategic defense partnership with the United States. I once again thank Secretary Mattis for visiting India. I also thank him for inviting me to visit the United States to carry forward our discussions. I now invite Secretary Mattis to deliver his remarks. Thank you.
Well, thank you for hosting me during my first trip to India as the Secretary of Defense, and please accept my congratulations on your recent appointment as India's Minister of Defense. I believe that India is very well served with such a dynamic, dedicated, and experienced public servant. This year marks the 70th anniversary of modern India's independence, and the United States is proud to salute the world's largest democracy. We meet at a very good time, Madam Minister. As President Trump stated during his June meeting with Prime Minister Modi, the relationship between India and the United States has never been stronger. As two great democracies, India and the United States are natural strategic partners who share common values and common interests. We have a historic opportunity today to set a refreshed partnership between our nations, one that is built on respect, trust, and shared values of democracy, freedom of expression, and human dignity. Our common vision aims to support an open, just, and rules-based global order. A peaceful and prosperous future in the Indo-Pacific region is based on a strong rules-based international order and a shared commitment to international law, to peaceful resolution of disputes, and respect for territorial integrity. U.S.-India defense cooperation has steadily expanded in recent years, underpinned by a strategic convergence between our two countries based on common objectives and goals in the region. This cooperation will benefit both economies while reducing legacy trust issues between our two democracies. The United States designation of India as a major defense partner reflects the progress made in strengthening our cooperation. This designation recognizes India as a pillar of regional stability and security, and it reflects our desire for a long-term strategic partnership in the 21st century. My goal on this trip is to promote pragmatic progress between us in our defense partnership, delivering defense interoperability aligned with priority and President Trump's direction. In the wide-ranging new relationship between our nations, security is one of the key strategic pillars. As we work to strengthen our defense relationship, we seek to expand our cooperation in building partnerships also across the region. In particular, we applaud India's invaluable contributions to Afghanistan and welcome further efforts to promote Afghanistan's democracy, stability, and security. Our two countries recognize the threat that global terrorism poses to people throughout the world. There can be no tolerance of terrorist safe havens. As global leaders, India and the United States resolve to work together to eradicate this scourge. In broad-ranging initiatives, we value India's leadership across the Indo-Pacific and beyond. India has a vital role to play in supporting Southeast Asia's regional institutions, particularly in ASEAN, and in building partner capacity across the region. We appreciate India's stabilizing leadership in the Indian Ocean and seek to work together to build a resilient regional architecture with a foundation both our nations respect, that of a rules-based order. We also appreciate India's efforts, along with those of the United Nations and the broader international community, to increase pressure against North Korea over its dangerous and destabilizing behavior. In addition to our growing global cooperation, the Minister and I reaffirmed our commitment to deepen bilateral defense cooperation, in particular expanding maritime engagement as one of our top priorities. Our annual maritime security dialogue is an important mechanism to develop a shared understanding of the challenges we face and the opportunities for cooperation in addressing them. The U.S.-India Malabar naval exercise that the Minister mentioned is one with Japan and an example of our deepening shared trust and operational cooperation. I look forward to opportunities to increase our engagement based on shared maritime objectives and to explore new exercises as well. We also discussed ways to further deepen the robust defense, trade, and technology collaboration between our defense industries. And we look forward to sharing some of our most advanced defense technologies through the Defense Technology and Trade Initiative, or DTTI. Cooperation in this area will improve the capabilities of both our militaries and reinforce the foundation for an enduring partnership. I look forward, alongside Secretary of State Tillerson, to convening the inaugural 2+2 dialogue in the near future between our foreign and defense ministers. Steady engagement will be our watchwords for the path ahead. Let me close by reiterating the importance of the United States places on building a vibrant defense partnership with India. This is, again, a historic opportunity for our two democracies, a time of strategic convergence.
We've got some breaking news coming in. MOS home, Hansraj Ahir has slammed Varun Gandhi for his stand on Rohingyas. He said